What is going on, guys? So I'm going to show you how I built my custom controller out of an original Xbox controller, how I wired everything, and what type of wire I use, what type of button I use. So let's just get right into it. So the type of buttons I use are the same ones that Battle Beaver uses in their controllers for their mouse triggers. So I don't remember the names of this, but I will link it down below so you guys can check that out. You guys can get it from Amazon or AliExpress. It is cheaper on AliExpress. I think a 10 pack is like $5. On Amazon, a 2-pack is $5. So it all depends on what you want to do. If you want to wait a little longer and you don't mind, then you can get them from AliExpress. That's not what I did because I didn't feel like waiting. So that's what I got. So I got 6 of those. I got 2 mouse triggers, 4 back buttons right here. We got A, B, X, Y. So that's the 4 that I got right there. So now I don't have to move my thumb off the sticks. So what we got here is on the first board, we got LT, RT, and then B routed on this board, on this first board. So what I did is I used these brackets that Extreme Rate sells. So they have a clicky hair triggers kit. I tried it, didn't like it, but I used their brackets. I basically hot glued the switch onto the bracket and I just used the same thing. The only thing I had to do when I used them is that I had to file down these little edges right here because it wouldn't close properly. So I just filed it down a little bit, didn't remove it because I didn't know if it would break it or not. So that's how I kept it. The only thing you got to do is when you wire these switches is you just got to connect one side to ground and one side to the button that you want to actuate. Doesn't matter how you do it. It's just one or the other. Doesn't matter. So that's basically how I wired those up. So that's how I wired every single one of these. One to ground, one to the button that I wanted to actuate. And how I put these in. So I got these caps right here for the switch. These don't fit the switch exactly. I filled the hole. There's a hole right there. I filled it in with hot glue and I used it as a normal button. So these have a beveled edge. So they go from the inside out. So you got, just to get a drill bit, these are 5mm drill bits. So get a drill bit, drill a hole, and then just place it in so it won't fall out. So it's just as big as the button, but not as big as the bevel, and it just sits there. And then I hot glued the button kind of raised up on top of the cap so that I will actuate. There we go. You see that? I don't think you guys can see that it's actuating, but that's how I did it. So I basically just held it, put some glue, held it in place to the point where it is about to be actuated, and then just let it dry for a second and then put more hot glue on top of it. I did have to wire everything up before putting it in place so that, because you're going to be hot gluing one of the sides, so it's going to be covered, so you're going to have to solder it before. And then I added some rigidity. So I got some plastic Q-tips, I cut them up, and then I glued them to the edges right here just to give it some more stability. I did that on both sides, and that's basically all that you had to do. Drill hole, put the button, put the switch that's soldered already, and then just make sure that it's getting actuated. And that's basically it. Not that hard. It just was a little bit of time consuming because I didn't know exactly what I was doing. It was kind of my first time, so I eventually kind of got the hang of it after doing the first 2, because I did do A and B first and then X and Y, so I kind of knew what I was kind of doing. So it wasn't that hard. The only hard part was kind of soldering because it was my first time soldering. So we got RT and LT, and then we got B that's under this sticker right here that I got. But I did fry that area, so I can't really solder. So I had to solder on the bottom side. So I got it right there. And then we got on the bottom board, we got X, Y, and A on this side. I'm going to link where I got the diagram for where the buttons are. And basically you just solder your wire onto that, and then you solder one point to ground, and that's basically it. So I got these 3 wires soldered to ground at the moment. So I just put them all together, twisted them, and then soldered them on one point of ground. So it just made it a lot easier to kind of control everything and kind of know where everything is. And that's basically it at the moment, I think. So we're going to put this together and I'm going to show you how it works. It is not that difficult to do yourself. You just got to know where the points are that you solder on. It's not very difficult, I'm gonna be honest. I know it looks like a mess. It is kind of messy, but it's like a controlled mess, if that makes sense. So I know where everything goes and everything, but it is a little bit messy. One thing I gotta add is that I removed the rumble packs on both the triggers and down here just so I can lose that weight. So I did remove, this is how it's supposed to look when you open it. I removed this, cut these out. I had to cut the plastic parts so that I would have more space for the buttons. And then I removed this part, there's a rumble pack in there. So you got rumbles right there, rumbles right here. Took these off, took those off. Very easy to do. It's just a screw right there. Take off the cap and then remove it. It's very simple. Also, I will be linking everything in the description. You do not need these brackets that I have for the triggers. The only thing you need to do is you have to glue kind of like a cube of foam. The thing is, I couldn't find the right foam to do it, so I just used a bracket. I'd rather not use a bracket. The only foam I used find was this. It's like kind of like for flowers, I'm assuming. This is really brittle, does not work. I need you need a dense foam big enough to fit there, but not tall enough where it wouldn't actuate correctly or anything like that. So it's kind of like a guessing game on the size, and you want both of them to be the same. So it was kind of difficult. I will be trying to do that next time if I can find better foam, because I do not want to use these brackets. I don't like them at all. Like I don't want to give you guys and having you guys buy brackets for no reason. Now they work fine. They work really good. They feel good. The problem is that I don't want to, every time I want to customize, because this is not the only one I want to customize. So I don't want every time I'm going to customize this, I need to get these brackets or reuse them or something. So I'm going to try to figure out what type of foam I need and what type of cubes I need. We will figure that, because that is what Battle Beaver does. They use some type of foam. I can show you a picture from another video that I got. I will, if you want to watch that video. It's not my video, but I will show you kind of a picture of the inside of the controller, how they have it. They just have a piece of foam right there where the button actuates, and they have the button on the cube instead. It's a bit easier to do than what I have right now. So I will show you a picture of that. All right, so we got this put together right now. If you can see, they barely move at the moment, and that's even gonna get tighter once you put it all together. That is the controller right there. We do have these sides, but I'll put them on in a second. So you have all these are connected in the back now. So I have mouse triggers. So you see they barely move, very lightly. And then these are also mouse click. That's basically everything. It's not very difficult to do. You could do it yourself. It just takes some time, and I will be linking other switches. I do have these switches, but they are a little too short, so I ordered the wrong ones. I will be using these type of switches, I think, next time, just to test them out, because this is what most companies use. They use tactile switches because it is harder to use mouse click switches, because of like all the DIYing I had to do. If I had these type of switches, it would be a lot easier. I wouldn't have to do anything. It would be a different type of cap that goes from the outside in, that sits on this button, and you just glue it in place. It's very, very simple, but I had to make it complicated for myself. So if you want to do it the way I did it, go for it. If you want to make it a little easier, try to find some tactile switches. Do not, I repeat, do not get them from Amazon. Get them from AliExpress, because they're a lot cheaper. So this pack of 20 of them, I don't know how well they work. I haven't used them yet, but pack of 20 of these is $1. I found these exact ones on Amazon for $50. So just get it from there. If you don't mind the wait, it's only like a week or so, like 10 days. So it doesn't take that long, but I think that's the best idea. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any questions or any ideas of what I can change, let me know. If you guys know any type of foam that I can put, also let me know. Link it down below. I would love to see it, because I kind of need an idea. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching.